Is another AEW talent gone from the company? Bianca Belair suffers racist abuse online. How much AEW is paying Okada? And more. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Before we get into this video's top story, as it makes you lose a bit of faith in humanity, let's open with the lovely, heartwarming news that WWE star Dominik Mysterio has gotten married to his childhood sweetheart of 10 years. Please join me in congratulating the newlyweds. Boo! Boo! I hate you, Dominik Mysterio, you f***ing suck! A well-wish that isn't inappropriate because... wrestling. Here's footage from Dom's actual speech from his own wedding.
Thank you everyone for
Kayfabe lives. And not just in heel heat, but also in Dirty Dom's choice of groomsmen, which included his Judgment Day buddy Damian Priest and other WWE star Austin Theory, entering the wedding like ya boys at the prom. It's unknown whether Dom's mammy, Rhea Ripley, was the one to give him away. Unfortunately, we're now going to talk about the uglier side of the internet, as WWE star Bianca Belair has suffered racism online, which has led to numerous top stars posting in her support. While Cody Rhodes is the cover star of the WWE 2K24 video game, which is released fully today, Belair and Rhea Ripley are on the cover of the deluxe edition. To promote the game being out this week, the WWE Games Instagram account posted some photos of the trio of cover wrestlers. But rather than celebrate how good wrestling is right now, some commented that Belair didn't belong in the lineup. Some because they feel she's overpushed, and others for more racially charged reasons. While Belair doesn't currently have a clear WrestleMania 40 direction like Cody and Rhea, with the strongest rumor being a match against Jade Cargill, she was very recently WWE's longest reigning women's champion of the modern era, ending her 420-day reign in May last year. She's also on the deluxe edition as a co-feature, rather than the main Cody release. And if you look back at previous year's stars, they're not really featured for their then-current storylines either. With that in mind, the negativity to her inclusion feels disproportionate. So in support of Belair, numerous WWE stars have posted online. Big E tweeted, "The black women in this industry face a regular barrage of racism and misogyny from, quote, fans, and have for far too long. You cannot diminish their light, you cannot erase their contributions to this industry." Becky Lynch posted, "One of the BEST, like EST, flag bearers we have in WWE. This woman barely sleeps because of her dedication to her craft. Her work ethic is top tier, and her personality and heart goes beyond that somehow. Bianca Belair is truly one of one." And her deluxe edition co-star Ripley noted, "EST ain't just a nickname. Bianca Belair is a history maker, a trailblazer, and one of the nicest humans that you would have the privilege to ever meet. Y'all just mad that she's better than you." Rather than add to the negativity, try posting something positive about Belair. I'll start. Belair she's really, really strong, and I like her hair whip thing. Oh no. What's this on social media? No, Kevin Kelly! No! Kevin Kelly, not to be confused with Kelly Kelly, is legit one of my favorite commentators of all time. For a 10-year stretch, he was my favorite commentator. When I was at a New Japan show in England pre-pandemic, I was fine walking up to Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki, but I got so starstruck by Kelly, I couldn't even introduce myself. His partnerships with Steve Corino and Nigel McGuinness in the 2010s Ring of Honor, and his New Japan teaming with Don Callis are, in my opinion, the best wrestling announcing of the modern era. So I was pretty excited when he was announced as the lead play-by-play guy on Collision, reuniting with McGuinness. The first episode wasn't great, but, I'm sure he'd settle in. It's a weird time with all the CM Punk stuff. Then he took a long break going over to cover the New Japan G1 Climax tournament, and his replacement, Ian Riccaboni, was actually really good. But then Kelly did return to the Collision desk to, not really get much better. Until now, because he just might not be there anymore. On the 7th of March, it was noticed Kelly's profile had been removed from AEW's roster page. It's 50-50 on whether that actually means anything. Mike Santana was removed from the roster page ahead of him leaving the promotion last week, but Yuka Sakazaki also disappeared recently, which was just a website glitch. She was added back in shortly after. But in Kelly's case, fans are reporting he also didn't appear on that same day's taping of AEW Collision, the show he's supposed to commentate on, with the booth instead only consisting of Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness. And also, Kelly went on a strange social media tirade the previous weekend. On March 2nd, a fan made a post appreciating how Kelly gives history and background to wrestling matches, which Kelly replied, "I do the same thing in AEW because it's critical to explain the why." And then he probably should have put his phone down and been happy about the nice message someone sent him. But he followed it up to accuse his commentary colleague Rick Abani. But the idea of what I bring to the table is lost there because Ian libeled me. So I sit on the bench, valued by my peers, waiting to get my number called. I keep asking why, but get pushed aside. It's okay because there is no one better than me. Ask the ones that know and they'll tell you. It's a personal thing against me. It has to be. Defies logic. No actions have been taken in spite of my good name and reputation being dragged through the mud. He then continued talking about raising awareness of the global horrors of child trafficking and how it's not the same as some fringe conspiracy theory that everyone knows is bullshit. He claims Ian refused to try to clear the air between them. Wrestling's so good right now. Why are these the stories in the news? I promise a good old-fashioned contract detail story is coming right up after this clip.
Well, let's watch the clip and find out, shall we?
I don't even remember ever owning that shirt. I don't know where that came from.
5-Star Wrestling publicly offering CM Punk $1 million.
Okay, just stop it. Just stop it immediately.
You might say.
Oh, just could you stop it? It's painful.
This is clip 1, Ollie. Got a lot to go, mate.
I would hope that I improve. I thought this would be more of let's laugh at CM Punk. Not let's watch back Ollie green as grass.
Yeah.
Or should I say green as grass? That's right, tomorrow on this channel WrestleTalk, I'll be reacting to a load of my CM Punk coverage from the last 7 years, which ranges from, really fun and heartwarming and yay, CM Punk's back, back to, oh my God, what did I used to sound like? Subscribe to WrestleTalk right now, enable notifications to know when that goes live first. The 6th of March episode of AEW Dynamite didn't just debut a new logo, set, opening entrance theme and colour scheme, it also had Kazuchika Okada to AEW confirmed, which we all figured was coming, we just didn't know the how. Corporate Okada replacing Kenny Omega in The Elite, which broke Tempest's little New Japan Mark heart.
No! No!
And now, according to Tokyo Sports, we know exactly how many coins were used in that drop. $4.5 million per year for a 3-year deal. Wrestling Observer Radio has reported that Tony Khan, the Bucks, and Okada have been planning the heel turn for months. And Fightful Select adds he will be working a full-time schedule and relocating to the United States. An interesting move, considering many thought Okada would choose AEW over WWE because he could still live in Japan. Instead, Fightful Select is reporting that actually WWE were cool. They were never actually interested in Okada. They never even reached out. In fact, it was Okada who reached out to them by, contacting members of the WWE roster to weigh up his options. That's my sass, by the way, not Fightful Select's. Okada joining the Elite is widely expected to set up Okada vs Omega 5 in the future. Unfortunately, Omega is out recovering from a serious bout of diverticulitis right now, with there being no timetable for his return. And a promising sign, though, he has made his return to Twitch streaming, where he gave an update on his health, saying,
It's been really touch and go, and I was feeling great for, I would say, like a week or two. And I know it's like a week or two, what's that all about? But when you feel terrible, a week or two actually ends up feeling like a long time, and it feels like you've really got momentum and you're going to push for the ultimate finish line or the goal, which is to come back. So for 2 weeks, I was doing great and ran into a bit of a roadblock, and I had to get some emergency treatment again.
He explained that he's only ever been kept out by physical injuries before, not illnesses. So he's unfamiliar with knowing if his body is good to go again. He's working on training and educating himself with doctors so he can return at his own very high bar as soon as he can. Unfortunately, despite putting on one of the best pay-per-views of all time with Sunday's Revolution, getting all the positive coverage of Sting's retirement, and an all-time great episode of Dynamite that was also a season premiere, the Wednesday episode drew its lowest rating since October, pulling 779,000 viewers compared to last week's 822. The 18 to 49 demographic also fell from a 0.29 to a 0.27, the show's lowest demo rating since January 24th. Now go watch the brand new episode of Survival Series where we try to name every Undertaker's streak match in reverse chronological. Hold on, I'm getting cute.